Hello, Al Pals. This is Big Al. Welcome to Big Al Presents my review of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. The latest in the MCU is in theaters now. I've had a chance to see it and wanted to share my thoughts on it. But of course, before I do so, caution, possible spoilers ahead. If you don't want to know anything about the film, now is the time to turn around. With that out of the way, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. After a battle with Adam Warlock, the Guardians must help an injured Rocket and protect him from the High Evolutionary, the man who created him. A darker and more serious film than Volumes 1 and 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 does prove that not all the MCU has fallen off the creative cliff. While far from great, the film benefits from its separation from the rest of the superhero centric storylines. All the technical aspects of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is Marvel at its best. First class special effects, exciting action sequences, great editing, and all the other cinematic tricks. However, this has in recent years proven not to be the primary way to showcase their franchises. You need exceptional storytelling and relatable characters with emotional resonance for an audience to continue to stay invested. This film mostly succeeds. These are the most fun characters Marvel has, and the emotional stakes are higher than ever. But with Marvel fatigue a definite issue as of late, the film has much to overcome. The cast of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 are a proven repertoire of fine actors. Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, Pom Klementieff, Karen Gillan, and Sean Gunn have over several films proven themselves to be the best part of the Marvel franchise. And with Bradley Cooper and Vin Diesel supplying the voices of Rocket and Groot, the Guardians of the Galaxy has, in my opinion, been one of the better franchises within the MCU. The film gives each character more emotional depth, but Volume 3 is definitely centered both in story and emotional weight with Rocket. His backstory is fully explored, and the tragic nature of his life will definitely be felt by the viewer. It is still always amazing to me how in a special effects laden film, the most emotional moments can be centered around a CGI character. The film introduces us to Adam Warlock, portrayed by Will Poulter, whose depiction is okay, but the character seems secondary to everything else going on in the film, and the audiences aren't given much time to really become that familiar with this character. Initially set up to be the villain of the piece, Warlock is upstaged by the High Evolutionary, who is brilliantly portrayed by Chukwudi Iwuji. The High Evolutionary is more menacing than any other Marvel villain except perhaps Thanos. Iwuji's portrayal is the perfect blend of evil and madness. Few characters have made a god complex look so menacing. While the film succeeds in the technical aspects and characterizations, and even in its storytelling, it has a problem that many films in the MCU have had of late. They try to be too big, and they can go on for too long with too many side stories, bogging down the film's pacing and bloating its runtime. The Orga Core scenes went on way too long, despite highlighting Nathan Fillion. It's as if the filmmakers are thinking in terms of 6 to 8 episode storylines of a miniseries and trying to force it into a 2 hour film, but going over 2.5 hours, and that just makes it seem too cluttered. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 has its saving graces. Its emotional impact, Rocket's story will keep you riveted, and the Guardians' chemistry is tried and true. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is at its core a very good film. But that's no longer enough. Still one of the better MCU installments of the last few years, there's been so much so often that an MCU film no longer carries the social and cultural importance it had during the height of the Avengers storyline. But hey, at least this film is better than Love and Thunder and Quantum Mania and that multiverse of madness thing, and all the other ones that went off the rails a bit. I can recommend Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 to fans. You may enjoy the humor of it, but its darker tone makes the humor seem a bit uh, ill-timed in at moments. But I enjoyed it for the most part, and I think hardcore MCU fans will too. But bring plenty of popcorn because you're going to be there for a while. It is a long film, but hey, I wonder if it'll make you cry like it did me at a raccoon and an otter. Yep, I teared up. Overall, good film, not great. 3 stars. Overall, I enjoyed it. I wish it was a lot shorter and just tighter writing. It just about halfway through the film, I thought they were about to enter the climax of the film, but it still had an hour left, and I was like, oh god, it was just so tiring. It's a beautiful film. It's well done, but it's just too long, and it just I don't know. They try to put too much into it. Then, like I said, the ogre core scenes just seemed off. I didn't like the art direction in those scenes either, but that's just me. But of course, everyone's mileage may vary. I did like it. I'm glad I saw it. I liked these 3 films better than any of the other 3 films within the franchise. I think the Guardians ended up their run or their trilogy, I'll say. There may be more to come, you never know. But I think their trilogy wrapped up stronger than other ones' trilogies have. So, I don't know. That's just me. I hope that if you do see this film, though, that you enjoy it at least as much as I did. Of course, I always hope you enjoy it even more than I did. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, Big Al Presents, hope you do so. More reviews, rewatches, and rambles in weeks and months to come. If you did like my review, I would appreciate a thumbs up and, share it around to those people who are just kind of looking for everyone's different ideas. But until then, I do hope you find something fun to watch. And until next time, take care, everybody. Goodbye.